We begin with breaking news this afternoon, and it comes out of Anderson County.
It's a deputy-involved shooting, and here's what we know so far. Yeah,
the Anderson County Sheriff just confirming that his deputy shot an armed suspect this morning. After that individual charged at deputies, we know SLED has now taken over this investigation.
Fox Carolina's Teresa Bowles has been live at that scene for us this afternoon in Powdersville. That's on Circle Road, and she joins us live right now. And what did we just learn from the sheriff, Teresa?
Tori, Sheriff Chad McBride describes that suspect as a man in his 50s. And originally, 2 deputies arrived here at the scene. You can check that out behind me for a well check call. But then the situation escalated after the suspect's argument with his roommate. Here's what I learned from the sheriff. McBride says 2 deputies arrived around 12:40 this afternoon. That argument between the 2 roommates progressed, and Sheriff McBride describes that the disagreement turned into some type of suicide call. The roommate actually called authorities. He says the suspect then barricaded himself with the roommate in a hostage type situation. Eventually, 6 to 8 deputies were involved in total, and they tried to communicate with the suspect. This went on for about 20 minutes. Later, McBride says the suspect came out of the home and waved a firearm. He says the suspect actually entered and exited the home a few times. Sheriff McBride says the suspect fired at least 1 shot and tried to chase the deputies. Once the team felt they were in a life or death situation, the suspect was shot. No word on how many times. McBride says deputies did everything they can to de-escalate the situation.
The last thing we ever want to do is have to shoot someone, engage like that, and we wish people would just cooperate. And unfortunately, these things happen though. But you start waving the gun at law enforcement or other people, because there were other people out here too. You start waving a weapon at somebody like that, and you're forcing law enforcement into a corner where they have to do what they have to do, period.
McBride says mental health likely played a role, and the sheriff said there is no word on the suspect's condition, but the roommate and the deputies are all okay. Cody, Tori.
Teresa, a lot of folks asking us about this guy, his history with law enforcement. Did the sheriff giving insight on who this guy is?
Yes, McBride did say that he does have some prior criminal history. However, this was from a while back, so he says he's going to check to see if there's anything else recent. But as far as we know, the criminal history was from the past.
All right, Teresa, thanks so much. We also know there was body camera video of this, and we'll hope to get that soon to get more of a complete picture. But again, SLED now investigating that shooting.